Yo, yo, yo. It's your boy King Marko in the building, here to give y'all some game. Want y'all to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Follow me on IG, follow me on Twitter. King Score coming soon. Let's get into it. Well, yesterday was a telltale sign, y'all. Telltale sign. Looks like to me, the Greek Freak is probably going to be the MVP of the league for the third time in his career. Yep, look like he's going to be three-time MVP, three-time defense MVP of the league. And if they keep playing the way that they're playing, they possibly might win another championship. Because yesterday showed something. It showed that the Brooklyn Nets, for some reason, can't beat Milwaukee. If they meet up in the playoffs, which is a strong possibility, it looks like the Bucks are gonna probably beat the Nets again. And it might not even take 7 games to do it. The Nets are a good team, but for some reason, I don't think they played together long enough. I don't think they know how to win games late. They can win games blowing teams out, but as far as if you keep the game close, and if you have a team like Milwaukee that's playing them, they can win that game. Okay, they went for the last second shot to KD 3 times in a row, and to me, to me, I think that they're kind of playing Kyrie a little short. Okay, they act like he's never made any big shots, and at least one of those times, that ball should have went to Kyrie instead of KD, and the game might would have been different. The Brooklyn Nets do not know how to close games. Okay, that is going to be their issue moving forward. When they play against a team like Milwaukee, okay, who is a very sound team, who has been together, for years now. Milwaukee, Chris Middleton, and Giannis, and and everybody else, with the exception of Drew Holiday, has pretty much been together for quite some time, way more than Brooklyn. And at this point, the the Brooklyn Nets, they don't have any chemistry when it comes to closing games, and that's going to be their Achilles heel. Their weakness is to keep the game close. If you keep the game close, you have a strong chance of beating them. And that's why I say if they play in the first round, they get to the first round, which I think they will. They get to the first round, they're going to have problems. They play teams like Miami and Milwaukee. Those teams have good team chemistry, and everybody knows their role. Brooklyn does not. They're pretty much they put that team together again. Okay, they traded away James Harden. Okay, they traded away him. Now he's in Philly. Okay, and then you trade. Then you got Goran Dragic on the team. You got Patty Mills. You got a lot of different things on that squad to where they haven't been together enough to where they know each other's game and pressure situations. And that's why the Brooklyn Nets are not going to beat Milwaukee. Milwaukee at this point showed them they were down 9 points with 3 minutes to go in the game. Okay, down 9 points with 3 minutes to go in the game, and they somehow managed to get that thing into overtime. And at this point, there is no weakness in Giannis's game anymore. He did everything that all of his deficiencies that everybody said he couldn't do, he actually did last night. He made a 3-pointer to tie it up, to send it into overtime, and then he made 2 crucial free throws with 3 seconds to go in the game. Okay, those are 2 things that he could not do 2 years ago. 2 years ago, if you'd have sat there and said, Giannis is going to make a 3-pointer to send the game into overtime, and he's going to make 2 crucial free throws to give them the lead and to win the game, nobody would believe you. Okay, he's pretty much, you know, conquered all of his deficiencies. And at this point, you might as well go ahead and say that he's the best player in the NBA. Okay. He's the best player in the NBA. He's improved on his shooting, and he's actually improved on his passing. And all those things that he's done, you almost have to give him the MVP. And then he actually won that game last night without his right hand man. Okay, he got kicked out the game. Okay, and they were losing. And then he brings them back and he actually gets them to win. At this point, you're probably going to have to give him the MVP. Okay, and he doesn't have like a top 5, top 10 player on his team. He's really the only top 10 player on the team. Whereas you can argue that the Nets got 2. And the Philadelphia 76ers have 2. Okay. And speaking on the Sixers, to me, they can get bounced off the first round. They play the right team, they can get bounced. They can really get bounced off the first round. I can see them losing. Okay. James Harden is not playing basketball like he's supposed to. None whatsoever. Just yesterday, he was 4 for 15. Okay. And everybody's saying he's washed up. I don't think he's washed up. I just think that Philadelphia might not be a good mix for him. Okay. I just don't see it. Okay. I just don't see it. And I don't think Philadelphia is the town for him. I think when push comes to shove, I think James Harden is going to be gone out of Philadelphia at the end of the season. The only thing that keeps him in Philly, honestly, is that they go to the finals or they get to the Eastern Conference Finals. And the chances of that happening right now is very slim. I mean, they just lost to Detroit last night, and they only put up 94 points. Okay? They put up 94 points last night. That's what they did. And James Harden was 4 for 15 for 18 points. That's not James Harden game. Okay, he's still trying to figure himself out, and I think if when push comes to shove, I don't think he's going to stay there. The only thing that's going to keep him there, honestly, is the general manager, and if they're going to give him the supermax contract, because he's going to opt out of his contract after this year, guaranteed. He's going to opt out of that contract, and if he opts out of that contract, will he stay? And will Doc Rivers be there to coach them next year? Because once again, he's underachieving. Okay, there ain't no more Ben Simmons to blame no more. Okay, Philadelphia has underachieved. Philadelphia should be the number 1 seed right now, or damn near close. Okay, they're falling, and Doc Rivers is going to be to blame for this. Okay, he can't. They can't hide. You can't hide him anymore. You put all the blame on Ben Simmons last year. Now he's gone, and Philadelphia is worse than what they were last year. And they got James Harden. They started off 5-0, and then ever since they started off 5-0, they've been looking kind of old. They put them 94 points against the Pistons. And the Pistons, they've been playing better, but it's still the Pistons. They got to beat them if they're trying to get to the championship. Sorry, it's what's gonna have to happen. But Doc Rivers, once again, is showing that maybe he's not a championship coach. Maybe that 1 year that he got with Boston was just a fluke. That's what it's showing right now. He's underachieving. And at this point, they don't have time they don't have no more time. Joel Embiid's got a certain shelf life before it's done. Big men are a dying breed in the NBA. And he's only got like maybe 5 years before he starts showing his age. That's what I see. So time is ticking for the Sixers. It's now or never. That's what I see for the Sixers. It's now or never for them. James Harden leaves. Where do the Sixers go? Because at this point, no, historically, a big man such as Joel Embiid needs a guard. Okay, they need a primetime guard that can take the load off of him and get him the ball. You go do tell the tape of all the big men that have flourished in the NBA. They've all had a big time guard that's won championships. Kareem, he started off with Oscar Robertson, okay, and then he moved on. Then he moved on to Magic Johnson. Shaq had Penny Hardaway, and then he went from Penny Hardaway to Kobe Bryant. Okay, the list goes on. You go look at every big man that's ever played in the game that's won championships, and there's a big time guard to go along with them. The only person that's probably won a championship without a big time guard was Tim Duncan. Okay, his first one. But after that, he still didn't win no more until Tony Parker came, till Manu Ginobili came. Okay, and then Kawhi. Okay, you have to have a guard. If a center has to have a guard that can play. And James Harden has not shown up. He hasn't shown up in the playoffs. Me personally, they should just put him at the point guard. Have him at the point. Okay. You need to make James the point, and then have a solid, then have a two guard. Okay. For the most part, they got Tyrese Maxey playing, and he's really a point. And then James is still playing the two, but he's still a point. James Harden needs to be the point guard in order for this thing to work. Okay, Tyrese Maxey, they definitely need to figure out if they trade him and get a two. If they can get Bradley Beal, that probably could work. But they're not going to be able to get Bradley Beal if James Harden signs a new deal. So Philadelphia is in a peculiar spot. They have to probably trade Tyrese Maxey and Tobias Harris to get Bradley Beal. It's the only way it's going to work. But for this year, they're not going to. I don't see the Sixers doing anything. They can get bounced out the first round. They play the right team. Straight up. They play like Boston in the first round. They can get bounced out the first round. That could be a first round exit. And Doc Rivers is known for losing in the first round. Okay, he's lost in the first round multiple times. Okay, when he's coaching the Clippers, he lost plenty of times in the first round. Okay, he underachieved with the Clippers. Okay, he underachieved when he got Kawhi Leonard and Paul George and those guys. He underachieved. They got bounced out. They got bounced out the second round, and they had a 3-1 advantage. So I wouldn't put no money. I wouldn't be comfortable with my money on Doc Rivers getting out the first round with that team. He's underachieving. Bottom line, that's what it is. He's underachieving, man. And all this shit really is set up Giannis in the end. To me, Giannis is going to be the MVP of the league and possibly come out the East again. There ain't nobody beating them. They're gelling at the right time. They ain't afraid of Brooklyn, none whatsoever. The Brooklyn Nets are 1-3 against Milwaukee this year. 1-3. That's glaring. Okay, Giannis ain't afraid to go against KD. He outplayed KD. Giannis went for 44 points last night, 15 rebounds. KD had 26. He had 11 dimes, but still, he only had 26 points. And Giannis had 44. And had the biggest buckets of the night. And the Bucks know how to win together. Okay? The Nets don't know how to win together. And that's the problem with the Nets. The Nets are gonna have to get out. The Kyrie being gone all those games is gonna come to haunt them. Okay, it will haunt them. Okay, that's the only downside of Kyrie fighting against the mandates was that it's gonna haunt him, playing on the basketball floor. Because him and KD, they haven't played that much together. They probably played a grand total of about 50 games max. That's it. That's all they played together in 2 years. It's not enough to win a championship. It's really not. And the Brooklyn Nets are not good enough to do that. Nope. Nope. Milwaukee matches up well with Brooklyn from a defensive standpoint. They match up well. Kyrie was 9 for 22 last night. It's not really a Kyrie game. Okay, Kyrie's normally a 50% shooter from the field. Okay. But he was 9 for 22. That's what it was. They ain't going. They better not play Miami in the first round. They better not, because they're gonna lose. It's really gonna show against them because Miami plays good team basketball, and I don't care about y'all talking about that fight. That ain't about nothing. That fight ain't about nothing. Okay. The only problem that Milwaukee got in the East right now, to me, is Miami. That's it. They can beat Brooklyn. Ben Simmons ain't gonna play at all this year. I'll be very surprised if he plays this year. He's not gonna play. Mm-mm. It's just gonna be KD and Kyrie. That's it. No Ben Simmons. If Ben Simmons was gonna play, he'd be on the court by now. But he's not gonna play. It's up to these guys right here. You're not gonna see Ben Simmons till next year. And maybe that'll be their run. But for now, this is Giannis's world. This is his world. Nah. He's the best player in the NBA now. Okay? It's Giannis, then LeBron, then KD. That's the pecking order right now. Giannis, LeBron, then KD. Giannis is the best player in the NBA, but he's on the best team. Not necessarily talent-wise, but just on the best team. That's the difference. And I expect him to be MVP of the league this year. That's what I expect. And an NBA champion. Moving forward, I want y'all boys to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Follow me on IG, follow me on Twitter. It's your boy King Marko, signing out.